Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Secretary of State of the United States, Mrs. Pompeo, accompanied by Mr. Patrick Ottensmeyer, the President of Kansas City Southern.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Pat Ottensmeyer, President and Chief Executive Officer of Kansas City Southern. On behalf of Kansas City Southern, the Greater Kansas City Chamber of Commerce, and the World Trade Center Kansas City, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the Road to Global Entrepreneurship Summit Heartland welcome reception. It is also my great and distinct pleasure to welcome Secretary Pompeo back to his home state. Mr. Secretary, as another famous Kansan once said, there's no place like home, so welcome home. The Road to Global Entrepreneurship Summit Heartland is a celebration of the amazing tradition of entrepreneurship that exists here in Middle America, and Kansas City Southern is very much a part of that story. Kansas City Southern was founded here in the Heartland in 1887, and we remain headquartered here today because the entrepreneurial values of hard work and commitment to community embody who we are as a company. Another example of the Heartland's thriving entrepreneurial spirit is Black & Veatch. What began as a small 12-person engineering firm here in America's Heartland is now a world-renowned engineering, procurement, and construction firm with offices in more than 100 countries on 6 continents and more than $3 billion in annual revenues. Like Kansas City Southern, Black & Veatch maintains its global headquarters here in the greater Kansas City area. I want to offer special thanks today for Black & Veatch, whose long-standing partnership with the State Department is a model for American companies operating internationally. Finally, I'd like to recognize the KC Chamber and World Trade Center Kansas City for sharing this spirit of entrepreneurship. Building on Kansas City's entrepreneurial history, the Chamber is committed to making KC America's most entrepreneurial city through a comprehensive and effective ecosystem of innovation. The World Trade Center Kansas City shares in this commitment by leading the entrepreneurship strategy in the KC Metro Export Plan, ensuring KC companies are born global. Thanks to you all for helping to make this region an epicenter for entrepreneurship and a fitting host for the Road to Global Entrepreneurship Summit Heartland. It is now my distinct honor to introduce the host of tonight's event, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. Mr. Pompeo graduated first in his class from the United States Military Academy and served 5 years active duty in the United States Army. When he returned from overseas service, he graduated from Harvard Law School. After a distinctive and extensive career in the private sector, including as an entrepreneur, Mr. Pompeo served as a 4-term U.S. representative from Kansas' 4th District. Prior to his most recent appointment, he served as director of the Central Intelligence Agency. On April 26, 2018, Mr. Pompeo was sworn in as the 70th United States Secretary of State. Please join me in welcoming home Secretary and Mrs. Mike Pompeo.
Thank you. Thanks, Pat. I'm always reminded when I'm introduced as the 70th Secretary of State that President Trump is number 45, and so that the turnover in my gig's a lot higher than in his, and so I'm enjoying every single minute. These days I spend a lot of time in Washington and around the world, but truth be told, it brought a lot of joy to Susan and me to come back to the Heartland, come back to Kansas. It's truly home for us. We love it. We miss it. And one fine day, I hope we find a way to make our way back here. I especially love talking to the business community here. Very special people. As I explained in my keynote today, I used to be one of you. I used to be a risk taker with my own money. Now I'm spending yours again. And doing my best to be a good steward of that. Right now we're standing in a true monument to entrepreneurship, what it can do for the strength of American communities. Children's Mercy Park started is a dream of local business owners whose business happens to be soccer. That's football. I know we have Dutch friends here. That's football. I know our football, real football, hasn't caught on in your country yet, but we're going to keep trying. Rob Heineman, the CEO of Sporting KC, broke ground on this stadium almost 10 years ago in 2010. It was recognized that it was one of the biggest deals in all of North America. And since then, it's become a true community hub, a boon for the economy, and frankly, for the spirit of this city as well. I know the mayor's here. Where are you at, Mayor? In someplace? Thank you, too, for being, good to see you, Mayor. Good for you. Thanks for being here with us. I was doing a little research myself, just had my phone when they let me have it. And I saw the Sporting KC won the U.S. Open 2 years ago, but this year didn't go quite as well. But I'm hoping that our Dutch friends bring a little of their European football luck with them. We're hosting the Road to the Global Entrepreneur Summit here in the Heartland. It's to celebrate entrepreneurs. It's to talk about the State Department's role there and how American innovation is dependent on an environment, free enterprise environment, a system that we have so deeply held as the very roots of what we are here in America. Every state in the union has entrepreneurs with great ideas and investments to scale up. And I want to make sure that everyone knows that that's just as true here in places like Kansas and Missouri and in Iowa as it is for California, New York, and Massachusetts. That's why the Department of State has investors from all across the world. We want to make sure that you all have the ability to connect and to sell and to create your ideas and attract investment from all across the world. It is a fundamental mission of the State Department to assist you in achieving that. Also today you'll see, and they're sprinkled around the room, they've got a little State Department pin, you'll see them. They're staff members from our Economic Bureau. Where's Manisha Singh, who runs the Bureau? Right back here. Please say hi to them. I hope you get a chance to meet them, to learn about how we do this. We have 1,500 officers at embassies all across the world trying to help you all deliver value to your shareholders and your businesses and to make America's economy even stronger. And for all the American entrepreneurs here, I encourage you to talk to the team, to learn about these programs and the way it is you can connect up so that we can help you as you try and grow your business internationally. I'm not complaining, but the State Department doesn't often get credit for the role we play in American prosperity. If you heard my keynote address from a little earlier this afternoon, you will have seen that those officers have a real task and are on mission. This is what they do. It is not their secondary mission. It is their primary goal, to open markets for Americans all across the world and to connect investors who want to come invest through foreign direct investment here in our country, and to make sure that we have a level playing field, that American companies get a fair shake each time they compete for business across the world. I'm going to get a chance in the first week of June to travel to The Hague. We'll get a chance to tell the American story there. We'll be bringing 400 of America's best and brightest entrepreneurs to the Netherlands as part of our delegation. It should be fun, but more importantly, I think it will deliver great value to the United States, and I hope great value to our European partners as well. I wanted to two things before I closed. I gave a shout out to Mayor Reardon, who's done remarkable work here. I can't say enough about your willingness to help the Kansas Chamber's willingness to co-host this event, the Kansas City Chamber of Commerce's willingness to co-host this event. Thank you for that. I think this is important. And then finally, having founded a company here in Kansas, I know that the important work happens where you all are, on the ground, and that the hard work that you do, the risks that you take, are the things that make success for your communities. I know local chambers bring people together. This event is certainly Exhibit A. Frankly, I wish I'd have taken advantage of opportunities like this 20 years ago. So I hope you will do that. I hope you'll shake some hands, trade some business cards. It looks like there might be a cocktail or two. That's actually not in the script, but I hope there might be a cocktail or two. And try to enjoy this special evening where folks from all across the state and people from all across the world have come together with the aim of building better economies and better businesses. Thank you. I look forward to seeing a whole bunch of you in the Netherlands in June. Have a great and wonderful evening. Thanks.